Hi, I'm Mariusz Bargielski.
And I'm Tamara Jones.
Okay, we have our guest in our podcast. It's Bianca Ilich, who is one of the most well-known and established actresses in Bulgaria. But not only actresses, she's also the host and journalist and a very well-known character from Super Bianca national television primetime program. And that was obviously in Bulgaria, but she continued her amazing career here in United States. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy and thrilled to be here.
Thank you. And I want to talk to you about your personal experience and struggles, obviously, with your illness that you have to fight for a while, right? And obviously you won. But yeah, would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So actually, I will start the story from the beginning. I was working after when I graduated the Theater Academy in Bulgaria. I got picked up after heavy auditions for a TV show, and my first job on this TV show was to sell cars on the national television. So I was selling, the QVC, very similar to QVC. So I was doing this. Then my producers, they started a TV show, aka Jimmy Fallon, and I was a character over there, Super Bianca, dressed up all in pink. And I was taking interviews from a gypsy on the street to the prime minister. And actually, Super Bianca became very, very popular for a short period of time. And the reason was that she wasn't afraid to ask uncomfortable questions. For example, I go to a prime minister of Bulgaria and I ask him, where are the 2 million levels that you spent? So with a big smile and always good intentions. So that's why the people in Bulgaria, the audience, they really love it. So that was my journey over there, and this continued for like 4 or 5 years, and it was very successful, covers of magazines and all of this. So yeah, Bianca had fancy life in Bulgaria.
Wow.
And all of the newspapers and the magazines, when they interview me, they always ask, are you really a super Bianca? And back in the days, I was responding, yes, I'm a superhero, I'm Super Bianca. I was so sure that I'm Super Bianca. Then I came to the States. I graduated from Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute. I took the 2 years conservatory program. And after, when I finished the program, I'll never forget, Mariusz came to see one of our shows, and it was very interesting. My performance over there was, I was singing a song, Whatever Lola Wants, and I handed a business card to Mariusz without knowing that this is Mariusz from Metropolis Artist Agency. It wasn't intentional, it just happened. I gave him the card and he gave me a call on the next day. So we signed and we started working together, and I was beyond happy of everything, but on some point God slapped me in the face, if I can use this term, and he said, okay, wake up, life is not only a bed of roses. And I was diagnosed with a breast cancer, and it was very invasive carcinoma, so I had to start treatments immediately. My oncologist said, today you're stage 1, but tomorrow maybe you're going to be stage 4. So immediately, we have to react immediately. So I started 36 rounds of chemotherapy, 4 different surgery, including bilateral mastectomy, meaning that I removed my entire breast. So during that time, I couldn't perform. I couldn't go for auditions. I was trying in the beginning. I was putting the wig because I lost all of my hair. I was putting the lipstick and I go for auditions, but I was quietly going to the bathroom, vomiting, and I'm going back in the audition room. So this was a very challenging moment.
And I want to interrupt you for a second, because you always have huge smile on your face, right? And when you got sick, actually nobody knew about that.
By the way, that's very interesting. Thank you for saying this. Nobody knew because of the way that I was looking, because as an actress, my first professor in Bulgaria, he always say, the package is one of the most important things for an actor. Always put the makeup, Always look great. Look at your best, because you never know. Maybe the director will be around the corner. So I was always putting makeup. I was always looking great. But I was so loud about my cancer, like a squeaky wheel, and because I want to voice off the women. In Bulgaria, it's still a shame to be with a cancer. When people are afraid to say that they're with cancer because they might be discriminated, which is not the case in the States. Here is totally different. I was everywhere. Yes, I have a cancer. In the beginning, I was with a wig. But on some point, I removed the wig, I put the bright red lipstick, the big hooks on my ears, and I said, you know what, I'm a cancer survivor. Then Playboy Bulgaria, they came to me after my mastectomy, and they said, would you be interested to be on the cover of Playboy magazine? And I'm not a person, I'm an actress, I'm not a model. I'm not a person that I'll be thrilled to be naked on a cover of a magazine. But I said, you know what? I want to be, to speak loud and not to be, to show the world that I'm not ashamed that I'm with cancer. So I posed for Playboy and I said, you know what? I will show my new breast. So, and this is the reason that I want to give inspiration for all of the people out there who are fighting this disease and they're still ashamed and they're hiding in the corner quietly and no, I don't want the world to see me miserable.
Beautiful. That's so beautiful. I actually had, going into that, because I do want to get back into that difference in culture. But when you came from Bulgaria, you said that like you were living this lavish lifestyle. When you came to the United States, what was some of the hugest culture shocks that you noticed, and that might have been a obstacle for you to get over?
So for a person who comes to the States from Europe, Eastern Europe, if you go in mid-America, probably it won't be the same culture shock when you come in New York. Here, you're surrounded by it's such a diversity. I have friends from Brazil, I have friends from Australia, from Europe, from everywhere. Here we are surrounded by so many different people. So yeah, it's a huge shock in the beginning, but slowly you'll figure out that actually the world is huge and there's so many incredible people out there. And something that I learned, good or bad people, it doesn't matter. You're Asian, you're African American, you're Caucasian, it doesn't matter. You can be good or bad person. So it doesn't matter the race.
That's true. That's true. So how did you, for the immigrant, right? So how did you deal especially the first year? You were alone here, basically, right?
Yes, kind of. I mean, I was married back in the days, so I wasn't completely alone. I was relying a lot on my ex-husband, who became ex-husband after my cancer diagnosis. But that's another lesson that we have to learn. But yeah, I still call myself, I'm an immigrant. And then I start calling myself, no, I'm an artist. I'm traveling around the world and I'm a citizen of the world. These days, I'm American citizen by passport, but I'm a citizen of the whole world.
You're an earthling. I love that.
Yes, that's how I feel about myself. Even that, yes, the truth is that I'm an immigrant.
But how you feel? I mean, you didn't have any family. I mean, you have a husband, right? But you didn't have a family, and sometimes everybody has a little bit loss, right? And then they want to spend time with moms, dads, a little bit complain about this and that, right?
This is very sensitive topic actually, and yes, true. Back in the days, I had only here physically my husband, but my mom and dad, they're still in Bulgaria, and I was getting homesick very often. And when I go to Strasbourg, because most of the students, they're international, and I remember, friends crying on the stairs because they're homesick, they miss their parents, they need somebody to hug them, and all of this crazy life that is happening in New York. But you just have to find your purpose. What's your purpose? Why are you here? You have to be very clear why you in New York, what you want to achieve. What's your goal? So when you're clear and you stick to the goal, then you're not thinking a lot about the homesick and the miss of parents.
Wow, wow, what a wonderful journey that you've been on, and very inspiring. It's like incredibly inspiring, especially as a woman in this industry, because there's so much pressure, and we were talking about it in previous segments of like the pressure that has been on any artist, but especially female artists. When you coming back to when you were diagnosed with your illness and having to remove your breast, what were some of the things going on in your mind at the time? What were some of those like haunting, thoughts that you wish you could go back and change for yourself?
Actually, back then, I was keep going for auditions, but on some point it became impossible, and I was losing confidence. And when you get into the audition room in front of the casting director, you have to be absolutely confident. You have 5 minutes to show your best, to show them that I'm for this part, I'm here, and you have the opportunity to give me this part. But I was losing confidence because I removed my breast, my hair is not there, and even that I was putting the smile inside, I was like a little bird. And slowly I lost the confidence, and on some point we spoke with Marius, and I said, you know what, I want to move on the other side of the desk, and I want to become an agent. So officially right now I'm an agent, so I don't perform as an actor, even that I miss it so much. I miss the stage. Oh my god, the butterflies. There is a great movie about Madonna before she is going on to perform on a big concert, and she said, do you feel the butterflies in the stomach? So that every artist feels. And sometimes even when I go to see a Broadway show, at the end when I'm clapping, I'm always standing, and I'm imagining that actually I'm on the stage and all of these 2,000 people, they're clapping to me. Oh my god, it's so inspiring, and I really miss it. But I guess I wasn't enough tough cookie to continue after my cancer diagnosis, and I decided, okay, I have different things that I can offer the world, and one of them is to be an agent. The other one is that I started a documentary movie for my cancer journey, and I was filming every second of my healing process, of the surgeries, of the chemotherapies, and all of this. So I'm very, very close to sign with a big television. I mean, it's platform,
Oh, okay.
but I'm not gonna say it because I
Not
didn't
yet,
sign
not yet.
yet.
No,
But
not
I
yet.
will announce it once it's happening, so everyone will be able to see the movie.
Amazing. Keep us posted so we can announce to everyone. That's beautiful.
And yes, and I remember right after your struggles, right? You were picked by New York One channel as a super Bianca too, superhero in New York, right? You want to comment on that a little bit?
Yes, actually, this is very interesting. Oh my God, it's such a paradox. So during COVID, I lost my full-time job. Of course, as in every successful actor, I was selling alcohol. Some people are waitresses, bartenders. I was selling alcohol so I can pay my bills as a successful actor. But I lost my job. I got divorced, and I was still on chemotherapy. This is happening during COVID in the beginning, the first March 2020. So all happened at once for me. And I was so down, and I was wondering how I'm gonna step back on my feet. I was on SNAP benefits. I was on the food pantry line. And one day my oncologist, my breast surgeon actually, from my hospital, she called me and she said, Bianca, would you feel comfortable? We would like to tell your story for the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is October. And I said, yeah, absolutely. I would love to be ambassador to speak out loud about the cancer. And New York One, they came and they showed a story about me. And the same day that they aired it on the television, I'll never forget, I was on the line at the food pantry waiting to collect food cans with beans and to get a bread because I was unemployed. I didn't have what to eat. And I saw my face. I was on the line and there was a grocery store. And through the window, there was a screen, TV screen. And I saw my face. And a woman next to me who was waiting on the line as well, she said, see the girl over there, probably she's really happy. And I'm, oh my God, this girl is me. I'm on the TV screen and I'm on the food pantry line. I know that it sounds like a fairy tale or it was imaginary, it was beyond. I mean, it was so inspiring for me to see my face over there. And I said to myself, no, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. And the reason, because I'm probably some of our audience, they'll say, why didn't you go back to Bulgaria when you were unemployed, divorced, and all this? The reason is that the medications that United States here in New York they were giving me, they don't have them in Bulgaria. So that's the reason that I had to stay here. And otherwise, maybe I'll be dead
Wow.
if I went back.
It is an amazing story, but because we know each other for a long time, right? I know you got another blow right after your surgery, right? With your husband, right? Your husband left you, which you really, really need him at that time, right?
Actually, the truth is that I left him. I was the one, but after, I mean, we were arguing a lot during the cancer diagnosis and all the chemo. It was rough. It's very challenging. And I don't defend him, but he didn't sign up to have a wife with a cancer. He got married for a beautiful wife, and a lot of the listeners, they will say, oh, but actually good and bad, that's the values when we get married. Yes, that's true, but it was very challenging with a lot of arguing. So on some point I just said, you know what, it's time for me to leave. We're not even on the same page. We're reading different books. So it's better for me, for my health and for my life, my future life, to continue. And I'm this type of Gemini, June 1st, that I drop absolutely everything. I burn all the bridges, I cut everything, and I'm starting from zero. And today I can say I'm not afraid to start from the beginning, even that I'm almost 40. But no, I'm not afraid. Life is still beautiful.
Oh,
And our listeners, they don't see, right? But Bianca, she doesn't look
beautiful.
for.
She's gorgeous.
I don't
guys.
think she looked like a 30-something, right?
We'll
It's
put
much,
the
much
photos-
younger, though.
We'll
Yeah.
put the photos up. You'll see.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is amazing story. And I don't know, Tamara, but for me, anyone who went through your life, Bianca, right? It could be only you.
I was thinking very often, I'm thinking lately, I'm reading a lot of these books and I'm listening to all of these podcasts and I'm thinking about myself, would I change my life for somebody else's life? No, actually, I'm very happy and where I end up and how I grow up. And something interesting that I discover is that all of the beautiful things in life, they come through pain. When a woman gives birth, it's super painful, but something beautiful is coming out after that, right? A new life is born. When Jesus, I'm a Christian, when Jesus was on the Christ, in the hardest moment, when was on the Christ and the last few hours of when he was alive, he saw the true colors of the people. If you read the Bible and everything. And I'm thinking very often, sometimes I'm interviewing, this is a separate thing, but I'll explain about this as well. I'm interviewing all of these S&M people that they're going to dungeons, spanking. It's very interesting world. I mean, I'm not into these things, but it's interesting for me why they do it. Psychologically, why they do these things. And probably that's why they're giving themselves pain so they can see the truth. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the reason. But I'm thinking that if something bad is happening in your life and you're listening to this podcast right now, keep walking because the light is over there and something beautiful will come out from this. I mean, I was diagnosed with cancer. I will never get divorced if I wasn't diagnosed with cancer. I will never do my documentary movie. I will never be here. I will never be able to speak the way that I'm speaking today.